Servette 2, Chelsea 1, beaten on the night, Chelsea and Enzo Maresca, but they scraped through to the group stages of the European Conference League. But there will be some frustration, there's no doubt about it, from Chelsea fans in terms of the performance, some of the defending tonight, as what's so important in the early stages of a new manager's career is to see the progression and the movement forward. The second half against Wolverhampton Wanderers was absolutely sublime. Yes, it wasn't the same team that started tonight as finished that game, but I'm sure Chelsea fans will be frustrated again. Some of the lackluster defending, some of the holes in the midfield, how easy they were to counter-attack against, and even some of the individual defending, namely Tosin, who I do think overall is a good Chelsea signing, but the defending for Servette's second goal was poor indeed. And for a team that are minnows, a team that are so much below Chelsea in terms of power, money, quality of their squad, to scrape through 3-2, to probably been in a position where they could have conceded many more goals over these two legs. Yes, Chelsea fans will be happy to be through. They live to fight another day. But in terms of performance, in terms of individuals, especially in the midfield and especially in the defense, I think there will be a level of frustration for them. But they are through. They are into the group stages. And if they go on to win this tournament, nights like tonight will be forgotten. And I think that is absolutely true. In terms of Chelsea, look, who played well tonight? I thought Nkunku had a decent game. I thought Noni Madueke was dangerous for them when he was on the pitch. But the problem for Chelsea wasn't really in the attack. They didn't finish their chances tonight. Madueke missed 2 or 3 really good one-on-one opportunities late in the game. Jackson being caught offside when he shouldn't be. Palmer had a great opportunity to put the game to bed and he missed. But I think the issue tonight for Chelsea fans will be the spaces in the midfield when they concede possession. And the Zazi one-on-one defended quite well at times tonight, but some of the defending from Chelsea, some of the positional sense from Chelsea was absolutely well off. And we saw that through pre-season. We saw it against City. We saw it in the first half against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And it's something that Chelsea need to improve on. There is absolutely no doubt about it whatsoever. But I want your thoughts and I want your feelings in the comments section below. And I want to get your views and I want to get your opinions here. Where is Don missing like Jay Slater? What's happened to Jay Slater? Who's Jay? Oh, I thought you were talking about an EastEnders character then. This is the team Don puffs his chest out for. Embarrassing. The fact we're looking at Sancho instead of a centre back is baffling. You say that, but then I watched Mudryk again tonight, and yes, he won the penalty. But that was more about poor defending from the Servette defender, whose name I don't know, as opposed to excellent play from Mykhailo Mudryk. Mykhailo Mudryk had another game where his pace gets him into good positions. But his technical ability on the ball, his concentration, his decision-making is absolutely horrendous. So I understand Chelsea looking at Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is a significant improvement on Mykhailo Mudryk. It really is. I don't know how to articulate it any better. He's a much better football player. The only thing Sancho doesn't have is the same electrifying pace. Now, Mudryk isn't the scapegoat. I'm not blaming tonight on Mykhailo Mudryk. I'm referring to the super chat, which basically stated that that he can't understand why they're looking at Sancho. I do. Pedro Neto's your main guy, but he's injury prone. Next in line is Mykhailo Mudryk, and he's not good enough for Chelsea Football Club. That's not saying that he is the reason that you've fallen from grace. He just isn't good enough. It's as simple and as straightforward as that, in my opinion. Kieran Dewsbury Hall makes Mudryk look crap. Oh, you think it's Kieran Dewsbury Hall's fault? I'd love you to detail that for me, my brother. Break that down. Make it make sense to me. I'd love to understand where you're coming from. Kieran Dewsbury Hall is so mid. Look, I thought both him and Tosin tonight had an opportunity to impress, to push themselves towards the first team starting berth. Neither were that great. Neither were that great. Off the pace, looked a little bit slow. It's weird for Tosin doesn't look up to speed with the way Maresca wants him to play. Dewsbury Hall doesn't really have that excuse. He should be fitting into this system quicker, faster, and easier than anybody else, in my humble opinion, having played with him for a year. Terry, did Chelsea actually miss Conor Gallagher and Raheem Sterling? I wouldn't say that. No, those guys didn't work for them either, in my opinion. This team had over 11 changes. Why are you expecting them to play like the team that played against Wolves? Only Enzo started the Wolves match. Well, Mahalo Mudryk started the Wolves match as an example. So I totally get, and I've already said spiritual encounters, that this isn't the team that ended the Wolves game. But I would still expect against a team at the level of Servette for this Chelsea side to not leak the opportunities and chances they did. I would expect Tosin, with the quality that he's shown in the Premier League, to defend better. And I would expect Chelsea's system to not afford all that space to Servette. And there was 10, 15 minutes to go. Chelsea were a goal ahead, and still they were affording that space. That is a red flag. It's certainly something that Maresca can improve on, but that amount of space left in behind is not good enough. It really isn't. At the highest level of the game, that will be exposed at some point, in my opinion. Gav here says, mentally missing. Some thought they could walk the tie. Scared of Barrow now, with a little wink face. Dazassi and Badiashile need to go. Kieran Dewsbury Hall still missing. Look, I actually thought Dazassi defended quite well one-on-one tonight, personally. But I hear you on Badiashile. He's not of the level. And Kieran Dewsbury Hall, yeah, I mean, he just hasn't arrived yet at Chelsea. I agree. What's really interesting when you get the previous super chat that kind of mentions, it wasn't the main starting 11. Chelsea are in a lot of competitions this year. Chelsea's objective is to win trophies. Chelsea's objective is to succeed. Your squad is going to be needed. So yes, the quality of the squad will be discussed. Little P official here says, Terry, bro, this stupid team just cost me $1,000. Wow, what did you do? How did you lose $1,000? Tell me. I agree Mudryk is arse, but I still think the priority should be elsewhere. The second Fofana or Colwell gets injured, we're done. Listen, I think that's a really good shout as well. I do understand exactly where you're coming from, but it doesn't appear that Chelsea are looking at that. They're looking at bolstering the attack as opposed to the defense. But remember, most success in a career of in the life of a team comes from its defense. Split emotions on my end. I cheered and was disgusted with each Servette goal. Proud to have been able to see this in my lifetime. Inshallah, Servette will play Servette in the Champions League one day. Oh, yeah, obviously, I remember yourself. You're kind of, they're both a local team, and you're a Chelsea fan. And yeah, look, it's one of those things. I don't know anything about Servette. I don't know anything about them as a team before they played Chelsea. They got comprehensively beaten by Braga. I don't know if they're that good. I think this is more to do with Chelsea being so open. But maybe people think I'm a hater. This is the team. Oh, sorry, I already done that one here. What are the Chelsea fans' opinions on the UEFA rule? Well, if any Chelsea fans turn up to the match reaction, I'll let you know. We have shared the link. I'm not sure if anybody's coming on. It's up to them. Abdi, Terry, we played worse against Servette than we did against Man City. These players aren't taking this seriously. I mean, that could be it. I think that's a really fair piece of analysis there, that maybe, just maybe, the Chelsea players are not giving it their all. Maybe they're in, walk-in mode. Maybe they're not taking it as seriously as they should. I don't think that is an unfair piece of analysis from you. They could just be walking. Ask Don if he comes on why Chelsea's super team is losing to 7th place team in Switzerland. I will certainly ask him if Don shows up today. He may not. I don't know. Servette fodder or Chef was the guy with the Champions League. I don't know what that means, Mark. I'm trying to make it make sense. Stop these excuses. I don't know if anyone is giving excuses, to be fair. The former Servette founder stroke chef was the guy with the Champions League idea. Oh, really? That's amazing. I didn't know that. Interesting. Founder and chef. That's actually funny. Founder and chef. This second string team is so poor. I'll be real. Chelsea this year said Uncle Jester says we've only played 2 starters to begin with. How many teams can rotate their whole squad and not get out of second gear whilst winning the tie? I mean, that's a very positive way to look at it, Uncle Jester. I would say this though. When I listen, and I'm not talking about the moderate Chelsea fans, the Chelsea fans that think they're in for a tough season and growing. I'm talking about Don, the likes of Don that think they can challenge for the league title. That isn't your first 11. That's your squad. If your squad struggles to beat Servette, I don't see how you can have the chest to suggest that you'll be in the title race or top 4's a shoo-in. You're going to get injuries. Every team gets injuries. So I'm just trying to understand. Again, I'm putting the questions out and trying to understand. I think if I was a Chelsea fan tonight, I'd be heavily frustrated at the lack of quality in the midfield and in my defense shown tonight, the spaces that were given, the lack of clinical edge. And even if it's true that you did it at walking pace, you played in second gear, I think you should be trying harder, in my opinion. Don said title. He did. Don said if they don't get major injuries to any of their players, their squad's good enough to win the league. Long-term major injuries, I disagree. This looks like a mentality problem today. Let's not hit the eject button yet. An issue for young players, but we will get there. Listen, Fouled Wizard, I agree that this could just be a mentality issue, but that still deserves heavy criticism from fans and the manager. Can't be allowing that. You can't be allowing that, if that makes sense. I think some of it is quality as well. I don't think Mudrik's issue is attitude. I don't think Badia Shield's issue is attitude. I don't think Tossin's issue tonight was attitude. But collectively, you could be right. Papa Beard here says, I am frustrated, Terry. Most Chelsea fans do not think we are going to win the league. This game today proved it. I don't align me with... Listen, that's why I say I'm trying to specify the difference because there is. David's here with me now. David, beaten by Servette tonight. You're through, though. You scraped through. And some people saying it was a lack of mentality. Others saying quality. Others are suggesting you played in first gear. It didn't really matter. You were always going to win. How did you see it personally, mate?
It is what it is. Like, you lose, but you make it through. That's the important thing. But it's clear to see why a lot of these people are backups. So there's a reason that they are backups. But again, even still, they shouldn't be losing to Servette, regardless. Yeah. Again, it's just like, the thing is, it's such a weird thing to analyze because it's like, I'm not going to get angry about it because I don't really care. Like, if I'm being honest, like, I really don't care.
We care about your Wi-Fi, though. Is it me or him? Viewers, let me know. Is he frozen or is it me? I don't know. Because I can see myself moving, but I can't see David moving. Napkin Wi-Fi. It is David. It's not me. I'm going to wait for him to come back before I say, what does he mean by doesn't care? Listen, I get where he's coming from. They're still through. And that's the most important thing. I agree. Wholeheartedly, I agree. However, I'd be worried about my squad depth in a season that you have to make the Champions League, in a season that you maybe have to bring a trophy in. Chelsea need the rewards that come from that. That would be my concern, that too many of the squad players look nowhere near the technical ability and quality to help this Chelsea side. However, that doesn't mean you throw a baby out with the bathwater and attack all the signings, that you still won't progress this year. They are two different conversations, in my very, very humble opinion. Kieran here says, most important thing, but my God, that's embarrassing losing to a team like that. David's back with us now. I thought it was my Wi-Fi, but it was yours. You said you don't really care about losing tonight.
As in, I don't really care because the objective is to get through, and it's a Conference League qualifier. So it's the same thing with the Carabao Cup. I don't really care about the Carabao Cup until I get to the semi-final because it's like, oh, we might actually win something. So that's what I mean by it. I'm not really too fussed about it. it's a weird game to analyze because should be winning, haven't won, but we're through. So it's like, I don't know. But again, as I said, clearly some of these people are backups for a reason.
Oh, his Wi-Fi is gone again. Ah, this uni Wi-Fi, David. This uni Wi-Fi's pants gone again. 20 here says the second half versus Wolves is papering over the cracks. Chelsea is still nowhere near being a serious side. Don't let Don off the hook when they collapse. I mean, look, this is the thing. I know you guys, Don's a big part of the football terrace, and I understand why you're giving him some stick tonight. What I will say is this: the 99% of Chelsea fans that feature on the terrace, guys in the comment section, didn't get carried away with the Wolves game. By God, they should be celebrating it. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. But most Chelsea fans know they're in for a very up and down season at times. There may be progression. They have signed some and got some good players. But I get why a lot of you were calling out Don when he was online talking about maybe finishing in front of Arsenal, maybe finishing in front of Liverpool, talking about title contention. I get why he's getting cooked. But what I would say is don't start lopping all the Chelsea fans in with that, because 99.99999% of them I don't think feel that way. When you say they did get carried away, I don't think most Chelsea fans did. I think most Chelsea fans just enjoyed the day, and they have absolutely every single right to do that. Ram's on the show with us. Ram, Chelsea getting cooked in the comment section tonight. David said he doesn't really care about losing because they're through. Talk to us, brother.
Terry, look, I'm gonna be honest, yeah. Look, David's my brother. I respect him, I love him, but I really don't care what he wants to think. I want Don here. I want Ches here, because every single day, these two, like Laura and Ardy, they're too gassed about this team, and they come at my team saying that, oh, we don't show ambition, we don't do this, we don't do that. Look at the scoreline today. Look at the performance of your squad. Your squad is trash. It's not good enough. If you're talking about the top level, and we're talking about top 3 Champions League, winning the league title, you're nowhere near it, man. You're nowhere near it. And I have a lot of smoke for fans like Chez and Don, because a lot of Chelsea fans that I know in the group chat, like Dave, like Jem, they're quite level-headed. They give their opinions. They think they could get top Champions League through top 5, which I hear it. I think England could do well in European competitions. But to hear stuff like title challenge, top 3, ahead of teams like ourselves, maybe close the gap on Arsenal, finish closer to Arsenal and City, like, just like calm down, man. Like, your team is not that good. Your team is not that good. And the fact that your team is inexperienced as well, with no form of experience. Come on, man. You don't win anything with kids. How many times do I have to tell you that? You don't win anything with kids. And I'm going to live by that, especially with this crap Chelsea team, man. That's what I got to say.
I mean, when you say they're crap, I mean, look, it wasn't the majority of their first team, which I think is fair. They did get through the game. But do you think that, are you suggesting that second half performance against Wolves is the anomaly, and what we've seen in all the other moments so far this season is more like the normality for this Chelsea team? Is that your sort of view on this right now? You're on mute, brother.
I mean, both of us know it quite well, because we bring in young players all the time, and especially we've had moments where we just have a fully fledged young squad. There's going to be inconsistencies. There will be times where they will have anomalies like Wolves, and there'll be times where they'll be losing against Servette FC. Like, for me, the quality of performance that I saw at City, where there were good moments, but obviously the quality of City came through, you're going to see that a lot. It's going to be a very, very inconsistent season. And that's where I just don't hear the whole, oh, we're going to be challenging for top 4. I said it months ago, Terry, even before the start of the season. I think Chelsea needs to focus on trying to finish ahead of Man United before they try and finish ahead of Liverpool, because I think your team is better overall, and I think their team still needs a lot of work. Their defense is not good. It's not good.
This is the thing. Chelsea have some really good players. But when I hear, and again, this isn't the majority of the football terrorist Chelsea community, but when I hear claims of we have a better squad than Liverpool, my opinion is if Liverpool changed 9 or 10 of their first team players and played Servette home and away, it wouldn't end 3-2. It would end far more convincingly in Liverpool's favour. That's where the claims get crazy. Do I think it's achievable they make the Champions League? Yes, I do. Do I believe that Maresca could have a very good season with them? Yes, I do, if they continue to grow and get better and better. But I do get where you're coming from. Maybe in the last sort of 4 or 5 days, there's been a craziness. But Jem has actually called you out here, and Jem has said, whoever said that, Ram, or why are you waffling against a Servette game?
Jem, I mentioned names, bro. I want them on this stream now. I'm talking Don. I'm talking Ches. And I don't care if they said it on camera. I'm bringing out group chat messages. They are always coming at us for no damn reason. Every single moment they're atting myself, Stro, Tom, being like, Liverpool ain't showing ambition. Or they're atting Neeks, Ches, and Terry, being like, Sancho wants to move to a better club. Like, bro, they're tiring, man. They're annoying. And the fact they have no leg to stand on, all I'm saying, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house, man. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. I have no issue with Jem. I have no issue with Dave. I think their opinions, they back up their opinions with a little bit of facts. But with those two, it's just gas, man. It's just gas.
Jem here says, we've had enough chances to bury this game and we played within ourselves with our B squad still early doors. Fair enough. But again, at the end of the day, it don't matter if you create as many chances. It's all about putting the ball in the back of the net. And one thing you get from young players is that, do they have the mentality to have that coldness to put in the back of the net? It's rare that you find a group of young players to have that. Probably the only team I think that had that was Barcelona to an extent. But then again, they had Iniesta and Xavi. Like, it is what it is, man. Yeah, listen, and you certainly had chances over both legs, but again, I wouldn't even listen. Attacking wise, I think again Chelsea were pretty decent tonight, other than their finishing. The problem I would have and be worried about, and this happened against City at times. It happened all over the first half against Wolves, and it happened in both legs in this game. It's the midfield is often too easy to run through and the defense too easy to play through. That would be more my concern. Yes, you could have scored 4 or 5 more goals tonight, but you're not playing the level of Servette most weeks, is what I would say. And this is one of the reasons why you definitely need a striker, my friend. Absolutely agree with Jem 100% there. Where's that comment, guys? I saw a comment a minute ago. I don't really get why it's being said, but it did get said by one of our members. Where's it gone? Where's he at? Because it's an interesting take. I want to put it up on the screen. Where's it gone? So I should have started it, but I didn't. So I apologize, people, as I sit here and seek this cut. Here it is. He says, now he just sounds like a hater. United doesn't have a single group of players better than Chelsea other than starting goalkeeper. So let's just say, well, I mean, look, let's just, I would say we have better defenders individually, yes. What I would say is this, though. Tonight isn't about Manchester United. And you know, as a member of the Football Terrorist, that I am objective, fair, and unbiased. And if something's wrong with my club, I will call it out. You all know how fair and unbiased I can be on the Football Terrace. So my criticism tonight of Chelsea is completely ring-fenced from Man United. The whole, but Man United are worse than us, doesn't negate my points about Chelsea, my brother. You know, it really, really doesn't, in my very, very humble opinion. Carl says it was a field. The field was a problem. The grass wasn't good enough. Would you agree with that? Do you think the grass didn't help Chelsea tonight?
Blame it on the grass, blame it on everything, man. But you're Chelsea. You're one of the biggest institutions in the world. Your training complex is probably as big as their football stadium. Like, your players have state-of-the-art equipment to be physically more dominant and technically a lot more dominant as well. So look, you can blame the grass, blame the wind, blame the rain, blame whatever. But honestly, with a team and the quality of a club and your stature of your club, you should be beating this beating the Servette team, man. The Servette, sorry, I need to stop calling them Servette.
Chelsea Gamer says, no Caicedo, no Lavia, no Neto, no Felix, no Cucurella. But that's why people are calling out the claims from the likes of Don that the squad is better than Liverpool's, even alluding not far off the Arsenals, who are in title contention in most people's opinions this year. But yet you take 4 or 5 players out, and some of these guys came on, and you weren't able to beat a 7th place Switzerland team. So it's more about people looking for balance. And I think that's why none of the Chelsea fans who have said, I think we've got a good first 11, I think we'll improve, I think we might make top 4 this year, you know, maybe pick up a trophy. None of them are being called out. That's what I would say, CFC Gamer. Terry, I would say Don and Ches are the embodiment of how most Chelsea fans think. If Arsenal or Liverpool fans acted like that, we would get crucified.
Nah. Because there's so many people, for example, on this stream, like people in the group chat, Jem, Javern, and also like Matty and Dave. They're not like Don and Ches. Don and Ches are a different breed, man. They are. They're just deluded as hell.
I don't care if it's our B team. The Premier League players losing to Barbers. No excuse. Utterly embarrassing is what J. George 7 has got to say here. Thank you, bro. AMG Guna says deflated chests. The second half versus Wolves papered over the cracks. Chelsea is still nowhere near a serious side. Don't let Don off the hook when they collapse. Daniel here says Chelsea have caused their own problems for the length of contracts. Don't turn players don't turn you down because they know no matter what they are getting paid. Yeah, listen, I understand that to a certain degree. I mean, but Palmer's still playing well. As an example, there's lots of players that are doing well, even though they're on those contracts. I don't think the contracts are making players bad. I think they may have signed some bad players. Like Mahalo Mudryk just turned out I remember watching him maybe 4 or 5 times in the Champions League, researching him. They look like a player in there. He did it again twice tonight where he cut inside and shot. And it isn't just over. It's over the stadium. And I know why Chelsea fans want this guy to work. I get it. He was a lot of money. You beat Arsenal to him. There is almost a want of not. I get it. Certain players you just don't want to sort of admit defeat on. But I think listen, you're trying to sign Sancho for a reason. Sancho is not the Mihailo Mudryk backup. Sancho might be the Pedro Neto backup, but Mihailo Mudryk is going to cost you games and cost you moments this year if he has to play. There's no doubt. But he just isn't good enough. And someone who's turning 24 this year, I don't see him becoming much better. He may have some purple patches, but I don't see him becoming much better in my humble opinion. Funny when Chelsea lose, people start talking contracts. No, listen, that's what I say. I think the contracts can cause some issues, but I don't think the contracts have anything to do with losing tonight. I would agree with that. To their credit, elevation makes a difference in physical performances. Still not an excuse. I mean, yes, but they also had an abundance of chances to score at Stamford Bridge. We can't forget that. And I think for me, I will say this to certain Chelsea fans. Whenever Man United or Arsenal back in the day when they weren't performing well, or other teams win but don't play well, I've heard you all. Sustainability. All we're talking about over these these Conference League games is the performances haven't been there, but the results have. Surely we have to keep the same energy. Surely we do. Look, everyone who's tuned in, it looks like Don and Ches are not arriving on the show today. I want to thank you all very, very much for tuning in. I want to thank you all very much for hitting the like and the share button. Make sure you're back tomorrow. I will be here for some of the day. KJ will be taking other parts. It's my daughter's 6th birthday tomorrow, so family time will ensue as well. But listen, until next time, everybody, take care. Goodbye. God bless, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.